Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and speakers. My name is Nguyen Tuấn Anh from ASEAN-Japan Center. We are blessed to welcome you to the ASEAN Design Forum. This is the activity under Program for Promoting Trade in Creative Industry. Through this forum, 2021 Good Design Award winners from ASEAN countries can showcase their products to international audience, including Japan. It is also a chance for the Japanese business community to gain knowledge about the innovative product market in this area. Today's program will be started with an opening remark by Secretary General of ASEAN-Japan Center, followed by the remarks of representative of Japan Institute of Design Promotion, or JDP. Subsequently, 2021 Good Design Award winners will make presentation introducing their products. We are honored to have 3 winners from Singapore join us today. The presentation are then followed by the Q&A question. Finally, concluded by the closing remark from Mr. Kim Min Yap, founder, creativians, and executive committee members of Design Business Chamber Singapore. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kunihiko Hirabayashi, Secretary General of the ASEAN-Japan Center, to deliver his opening speech. Dr. Hirabayashi, please start your remarks.
皆様、春光天地に満ちる季節となりました。本日は ASEAN デザインフォーラムにご参加いただき、誠にありがとうございます。はじめに、新型コロナウイルスの長期にわたる感染の拡大で深刻な影響を受けた皆様に心からお見舞い申し上げます。新型コロナウイルスの世界的大流行は、多くの人々の命を奪い、教育や就業の機会を激減させ、社会、経済、貿易、観光といった分野に大きな影響を与えています。しかし、このような時こそ、私たちの持っている最も重要な力、すなわち人々の多様性を互いに尊重し、業種、世代、地域、国境を越えて結びつく力を発揮する必要があります。私ども日本アセアンセンターは昨年で設立40周年を迎えました。当センターは日本と ASEAN の関係性やニーズの変化も踏まえ、日本と ASEAN 諸国との貿易、投資、観光、人物交流の促進を主な活動の柱としております。本日のウェビナーのテーマであるクリエイティブ産業あるいは創造産業は昨今の世界で最も重要でかつ活発なテーマの一つです。技術とデジタルの変革は前例のない速度で世界中で起こっており、経済活動において創造性と革新がより重要になっています。国連貿易開発会議 UNCTAD の2021年のデータによりますと、世界経済におけるクリエイティブ産業の貿易額は2015年に9640億ドルに達し、2002年の2倍以上になりました。さらに ASEAN はクリエイティブ産業の貿易において重要な世界的な拠点の一つになりつつあります。2003年から2015年までの間に ASEAN におけるクリエイティブ産業の貿易の平均年間成長率はなんと 11% でした。ASEAN におけるクリエイティブ産業の輸出額は2002年の93億ドルから2015年には230億ドルに増加いたしました。このような世界の潮流の中で、日本アセアンセンターは2017年度からASEAN諸国のクリエイティブ産業を発展させるための様々な事業を行ってまいりました。 例えば、日本デザイン振興会とともに、グッドデザイン賞の審査、受賞のための支援、日本市場へ参入するための協力、さらに ASEAN 各国におけるデザインセンター、およびグッドデザイン賞の設立に向けて支援を行ってまいりました。グッドデザイン賞は1957年に設立された日本で唯一のデザイン評価・検証の仕組みで、デザインによって人々の暮らしや社会をより良くしていくための活動です。昨年9月には2021年のグッドデザイン賞の発表が行われました。私も見てまいりました。ASEAN 諸国からもたくさんの応募があり、その中で30個余りのデザイン製品がグッドデザイン賞を獲得しました。グッドデザイン賞はデザインの優劣を競う制度ではなく、豊かな環境や社会、生活文化に貢献する製品やサービスに与えられる賞です。本日のウェビナーでは、それらの ASEAN のグッドデザイン賞を受賞した製品と会社を日本の皆様にご紹介し、ASEAN のクリエイティブ産業と日本の皆様との結びつけを強められればと考えております。私どものこうした事業が皆様のお役に立ち、ひいては持続可能で誰一人取り残さない社会の実現に貢献することを期待しております。今後ともご指導賜りますようお願い申し上げます。
Thank you, Dr. Hirabayashi. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Makiko Tsumura, who will give us a welcoming speech and introduce the activities of Japan Institute of Design Promotion. Ms. Tsumura, please.
皆様、こんにちは。日本デザイン振興会の津村と申します。本日は ASEAN デザインフォーラムにご参加くださいまして誠にありがとうございます。私ども日本デザイン振興会は、日本で唯一の総合的なデザインプロモーションを担う公益財団法人でございまして、60年以上の歴史と実績を誇るデザイン賞であるグッドデザイン賞や、デザインの魅力と可能性を発信するグッドデザイン丸の内、東京ミッドタウンデザインハブをはじめとする各種のデザイン振興事業を実施しております。さて、この私どもが主催をしておりますグッドデザイン賞ですが、元は1957年に当時の通商産業省によって設立されましたグッドデザイン商品選定制度が母体となっております。当時の日本はまだ戦後間もなく、欧米のブランドのコピー品を作っては安価に輸出し、国際市場から非難を浴びているというような状況でございました。この状況から脱却すべく、日本独自のデザインに磨きをかけて、市場競争力をつけていこうと始められたのが、グッドデザイン商品選定制度でございました。スタート当時は一般からの応募はまだ少なく、当時の審査員が企業へ応募を呼びかけていたと聞いておりますけれども、だんだんと企業の側もデザインに注力することの重要性を理解し、グッドデザイン賞への応募によって自社のデザイン力を図るというような考え方に変わっていきました。今日までの日本の製造業の成長には、デザイン力の向上が伴っていたということは疑う余地がございません。そうしたデザインによる輸出振興が、ASEAN 諸国の各国の皆様からのご注目をいただきまして、2008年にスタートしたタイをはじめとして、2013年からはシンガポール、2017年からはインドネシアにおいてグッドデザイン賞をモデルとした各国独自のデザイン賞の設立をおよび運営を現在に至るまでお手伝いをしてきております。デザイン賞連携という制度も設けておりまして、各国のデザイン賞を受賞した者はグッドデザイン賞の一次審査免除、二次審査から参加ができるという仕組みになっております。二次審査を通過してグッドデザイン賞も受賞となりますと、各国のデザイン賞のマークと G マークをダブルで表記が可能ということになります。グッドデザイン賞の受賞の証であります G マークは、良いデザインを示すマークといたしまして、日本では 80% 以上の高い認知率を誇っておりますので、 特に日本でのマーケティングに際しては非常に有効ですし、日本で認められたデザインであるということで、他の国々からも引き合いが増えたというお声も多くいただいております。このデザイン賞連携は、最初はいわゆるキャパシティビルディングの支援という形でスタートしたわけでございますが、各国のデザイナーの皆さんはとても若く、スキルの向上のスピードがとても速く、そして何よりも時代のニーズや感覚への対応力がとても高いので、もはや支援という形ではなく、共に高め合うパートナーとして協力関係を継続しております。また、地域の伝統的な産業や技術を大切に守りながら、デザインの力で新たな価値を生み出しているというような意欲的な取り組みも多く見られまして、日本人がともすると忘れてしまいがちな価値観や視点に気づかせてもらうというようなこともしばしばございます。グッドデザイン賞の考えるデザインとは、単純に色や形が美しいかどうかということだけではございません。その製品がユーザーにベネフィットを与えているかどうかや、いかにその製品が無理なく作ることができているか、そしてビジネスとしてもうまく回っているかどうかという、そういうところまでも含めてデザインであると考えております。ASEAN の皆様ともその考え方を共有してまいりました。これから紹介される製品をご覧いただきまして、その製品の外観だけでなく、使い方や背景にあるストーリーにもぜひ目を向けていただき、その理解を深めていただければ幸いでございます。本日はどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
Thank you, Ms. Tsumura. So from now on, we'll move to the presentations from our respected winner. First, I would like to introduce Allegro Print Private Limited, sharing us their product of Offcut. So Mr. Yeo Liang and Ms. Azelia, please.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here with all of you today. I would like to thank ASEAN-Japan Center for organizing this event and inviting us to be part of the panel. So my name is Yao Liang. Sitting next to me is Azelia. Together, we are from a company called Allegro Print. We are a print house based in Singapore. So today we share with you more about our company and introduce our in-house project, Offcut, that has won the JP, the Japan Good Design Award. Yeah, as a print house, we are quite established within the local art and design scene in Singapore, creating well-made printed matters. And we have been printing books since 2002 for more than 20 years, working on specialized printing and collaborations across multiple fields. So here are some of the works that we have worked on. This is one project that we are very proud of. Is called Rubbish Family Magazine, an editorial piece done by an award-winning design studio in Singapore called Kinetics. So we print their award-winning works too. A number of books we print have gone on to win numerous awards due to the intricate craftsmanship, quality materials, and production techniques used. So we ourselves, we are proud that we also have been awarded and recognized by Asia Print Award in 2019 as an Asia Best Printer. So this is one of the jobs that we have created then. And this is a very recent collaborative project between a paper merchant in Singapore, a design house, a design studio, and us as a print house to create a 2022 calendar. So we were able to advise and recommend a print trick to switch out certain inks to achieve a print effect that simulate risograph. So we also print for galleries and museums where we provide color management services. So it requires a skill and experience to be able to match the color accuracy of the artwork to the printed matter, and we can do so based on our accumulated experience in printing. And we will also work with photographers and artists in creating their limited edition books. And we also do work on intricate handiwork project as well. This is a calendar, invitation card, a Christmas invitation card. So lastly, aside from all the fancy printing, we do commercial print as well, such as, I think something very familiar to you, Muji. It's called Found Muji series, an informative booklet by Muji in Singapore. So majority of our clients come from various backgrounds. They are creative people, brands, organizations. Yet they all have a similar belief like us that the printed matter is an important medium and technology. So there's something really special and unique at Allegro Print. ORCA is an initiative by us in Allegro Print to reduce paper waste and repurpose waste from our print production process. It is an idea that came into fruition thanks to the inevitable COVID situation. So unfortunately about the situation, but we're trying to create something good out from it, that gave us a lot of time and space to think during that period. So we believe waste isn't the end, but rather the beginning of card. I think in Japan, the language, there's this term you call otanai. It's like, oh, what a waste, what a waste. They throw away something very good. So in our print production process, there are two types of waste that is being created. One is what we call a paper waste. They are always left over in print setup because paper are purchased in bulk to cater for make ready, the fine-tuning process before the actual print. The leftover cannot be reused in another project as the paper tone or paper hue changes over time, and they are discarded every year due to the lack of usage and storage space. So the second kind of waste is what we call waste paper. So in every print run, off-cut is being produced as each print job is tailored to size and cut down to specific dimension. The excess are being trimmed off, are called off-cuts, and they come in various sizes with a good usable space. So we knew the paper waste or waste paper produced are of good quality. After all, we do quality books printing. So waste can be another form of resource. So we started to rethink our production process and observe the waste that we're producing, which led to the idea to repurpose the waste paper into affordable and thoughtfully designed products without compromising on quality. Paper products are now become a niche due to digitalization. However, there are still many who still prefer using paper as a medium without abandoning their conscious or green credentials. Therefore, there is still a high demand for high quality and sustainable paper products. So to us, as printer, we have the ability and skill to use and realize the potential of waste. It was important for us to reframe waste, change what was seen as negative into a positive effect. So the idea was to create fun and functional stationeries, designing products that can be used in everyday life by cleverly turning waste materials into thoughtfully designed stationery. So off-cut is able to meet this demand with an affordable and sustainable approach. We were able to turn waste into something exciting. Each design of our paper products comes in various paper types. They are alike in their respective design, but somehow different due to the variety of papers they get printed on. Therefore, a constant product refresh is seen in off-cut products, as paper used are based on leftover or wasted material used.
So I think with off-cut, there's two ways that we reduce paper waste and also repurpose waste paper. And one is we reduce our paper waste instead of discarding the leftover papers by creating our own products today. And then another means to reduce paper waste is to actually minimize the off-cuts in production process. Sorry, I think the screen. So what we do is actually whenever there's a print job that comes in, there's this settings that's called imposition. So they'll lay the actual client's work onto a printing plate. And usually if there's an excess space within a printing plate, we fit in the off-cut designs within that space so that we kind of reduce the off-cuts within the production process. Secondly is if we actually repurpose our waste paper. So those that are kind of trimmed off and we can't actually print on them anymore, we actually create byproducts such as plain notepads or repurpose them as loose sheets. So I think since we started off-cut in September 2020, we were able to reduce our waste. We also repurposed 55% of our warehouse paper waste. And because of the process that the procedure now to maximize and reconfigure our print projects, we produce close to zero waste. So this seemingly small initiative transform a naturally wasteful process into a sustainable activity where neither production efficiency nor quality is compromised. So these are some of our paper product designs. And at first glance, I don't think you would think of that they were made of waste materials. So to expand further on off-card initiative, like we introduced our own retail store called the Paper Thrift Store, where we are probably the first printer in Singapore to do so. This is where the products are introduced to the public, and by interacting directly with the public, we hope to inspire them to look at waste from a new perspective. It is also located within our print house. From the window, you can actually see the printing press. And then loose sheets and our products are also sold at an affordable price there. Yeah. And I think with Off-Card, we strive in collaborating with others in raising public awareness about sustainability and repurposing. And right now, I'm just going to share with you some of our progress since we started. So I think one thing that came as a surprise to us was also really being awarded with the ASEAN-Japan Good Design Award, because to us is an indication and affirmation of what we're doing. And then also, I think we hope to believe like our evaluation, what makes Off-Card special from other upcycled projects is its ability to create well-designed products that people want, made with good quality, that is affordable, and it reduces the burden on the environment. And I think since then, a lot has happened. We were invited to participate in an online conference that's part of London Tech Week in 2021. So this is a conference that gathered businesses that pushes the shifting mindsets in sustainability, and I think most importantly, social impact. We also participated in Singapore Art Book Fair. So it's an annual event in the art and design scene in Singapore and we introduced like Off-Card to the product. And I think we are actually going for it this year again. And since then, aside from us as a Off-Card alone, we actually collaborated with like-minded homegrown brands from different industry to a pop-up project. So the project is called Re-Pop-Up. So it showcases a refreshing approach to inevitable situations we face in our respective industries. So through this, again, we are trying to build a new level of engagement to spread a larger purpose in what we do and believe in. So another thing is that aside from doing events, I think we were approached by our previous collaborator, which is a clothing brand. They commissioned us to actually design their company's rate packet, which is like a ang pao that you give during Chinese New Year, and we actually produce them from off-card material. So with the constraints of the leftover material, we managed to design a simple interlocking mechanism that forms into a full envelope. And then because of the successful pop-up in the previous months, they were agreeable to call us back again to do a Christmas pop-up with them. So for this, we also did the branding and the spatial for the entire pop-up. So usually with pop-ups, we introduce new design products. So this was actually, again, pulling from the leftover papers. We created a series of cards made from leftover papers. And then also for this pop-up especially, what we did was actually to use the cover material was actually leftover materials that were used to make our collaborators' clothes tag. So our collaborators are essentially also our clients, but yet we are also collaborators in creating something else together. And then this is very new for us. We developed a calligraphy workshop and particularly created a calligraphy practice notepad product for it. So we kind of see workshops as an outlet for us to share more about the manufacturing industry, and also it is a way for Off-Card to grow, for us to grow Off-Card into a more sustainable and value-added business. And I think overall with the awards, events, collaboration, product developments, and workshops, we hope to inspire our own manufacturing industry that with our creative response by challenging the existing approach where printers just print. Printers can actually do more than that. We can be creative producers who put out our own content and be effective resource managers who actively manages waste. So I think we do see our strategic role in the industry and also as a bridge to the public. And I think we envision ourselves in the future in coordinating the industry in this effort to reduce paper waste and also raising public awareness about sustainability and repurposing. And as much as we are contributors to waste in our day-to-day work, essentially because we are a production house and we do manufacturing, we truly want Offcut to be a means to redefine the value of waste, making it purposeful and bringing people and the planet back into a singular equation to enable reflective conversations about why, what, and how we create things today. So I think that's really mainly what we have to share. And we really hope that you've liked the work that's done. And if you do, please do support us. And essentially also, we are very open to collaboration. So if you are interested to collaborate, also feel free to reach out to us. So yeah, that's us, a legal print with the Offcut project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It is a very good way of using waste for creating a value-added goods. So next, I would like to invite Most Design Studio to share with us about your Fuga Farm project. So now the screen is yours, Mr. Tell.
Thank you.
Wait 1 second.
Okay. I will share the screen first. Yeah, so, there. Okay. Can you see my share screen?
Yes, we can see your screen very well.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi everyone. We're Ling and Huat. I'm Huat actually. Ling is actually away for a project. So I'll be presenting this. These are our slide presentation and the Moss Design Studio. We are actually Singaporean, currently based in Beijing. We have been in Beijing for the last 27 years. And we are honored to be invited to be part of this event. Moss Design Studio began as a small floral lifestyle store and has evolved into a floral design studio with a spacious design arm focusing on sustainable living in coexisting with nature. For the past 10 years, we have taken on large-scale design projects involving various types of farmhouses and the revitalization of old villages. We are also involved in restoration design and facility study for existing fruit orchard, public garden, camping site, and more. These are just a quick glance at what we do at the floral department, the floral arrangement department, which deal with floral design for events. This is a quick introduction of what we do on that section. Last year, we won the Singapore Good Design SG Mark and the Japan Good Design for this Fuga Farm project. This is the introduction of our Fuga Farm winning project. It's located in a suburban district in Beijing. It's pretty much about 120 kilometers from the city itself. Our main objective was to change the local traditional farm into an exciting community farm, we call it. As for community farm, is for people to be immersed in nature and learn about sustainable living. Our design has transformed Fuga Farm into a beautiful destination featuring contemporary architecture design with the use of locally sourced material. Fuga Farm also allowed guests to learn about sustainable source material and living through immersion in the process of farming, recycling, and reusing. Making products from fruits and herbs, cooking with fresh vegetables direct from the garden. Through our design, we hope to share, educate, and inspire a lifestyle in harmony with nature and promote similar projects in other parts of China. This is a photo showing the transformation of the edible vegetable garden that we've done in Fuga Farm. This photo shows the transformation of the garden in 4 months. We started the project by first clearing the soil. As in China, the soil is actually need to be cleared up of all rocks, traces of plastics, debris, and organic matter are added to the soil to create what we call a healthy lasagna bed for the plants. Shredded wood chips from the fruit trees branches are used for ground cover. This is to preserve moisture in the ground. We designed an edible vegetable garden divided into area housing different plants, flower, herbs, and fruit trees. As part of our sustainable approach, we built compost boxes filled with garden waste, dry leaf, grass clipping, vegetable waste, fruit scraps, and chicken manure to be used as fertilizer. Finally, we actually built rainwater for watering. This is a poster we did for the farm after it's finished. Construction started in early summer of 2020. What you see from all these photos, these are the existing storehouses, rundown worker quarters that we make and turn into usable space. We upgraded the main entrance. We designed a restaurant, farm restaurants to serve healthy organic meal. We built a volunteer dormitory with facility, what we call them as woofer, and we transformed an old courtyard houses into a clubhouse with private garden, and that include indoor and outdoor dining area, guest room, ornamental grass and rock garden, and even a bonfire pit. The main attraction we designed was a French-style inspired edible garden with flower, fruit tree, herbs, and vegetables. And finally, we also added a chicken coop and compost bin. As you can see from this photo, these are volunteers, or what we call woofer. These people come from all sorts of different trades and walk of life. The Fuga Farm project kicked off during the COVID-19 pandemic in China. Many businesses came to a standstill as most indoor venues were on lockdown. Our open call to gather volunteers was overwhelming as many people signed up to help with the farm work and revamp of the farm. These are volunteers from all over Beijing, gathering for meaningful projects. These people are some of them are just designer, office worker, restaurant owner. Some are even just have never done farm work before. I came down to learn and share and just to help out in the farm. While designing Fuga Farm, we also plan spaces to host a variety of experience to educate and inspire people. So people will come in to learn and they will weave the nature into the urban lifestyle. Fuga Farm also offer educational farm visit for school and education institution, bird watching tour, and harvesting experience. So we get kids to learn how to plant and grow and harvest. Had also introduced into the farm. These are classes that make homemade jams and essence that from the growing of the herbs. We have different type of herbs in the farm. Farm to table dining. We also have camping and art and craft classes. Many people come far and wide to participate in this and experience and embrace the outdoor lifestyle. We also created other events like seasonal markets with an emphasis on community. Fuga Farm provide a rewarding ways for people to connect while educating new generation about sustainable modern farming. We design multiple gathering spaces for people to immerse themselves into the farm. Fuga Farm then actually created membership for families and even farmer markets. And in order for activity to continue through winter, we have transformed vegetable greenhouse into an indoor event venue. This event venue has ever since conducted birthdays, training for small events, party, farmer market, glamping, camping, and inside this greenhouse we also have introduced the planting of lemon trees and even herbs like lavenders. Living with nature set the tone for our projects. We hope to share with you a few selected projects and some ongoing projects progress where sustainability is integrated in many of the planning and design. So we are very glad the weather is getting better, so we will move on to our projects. This is another notable sustainable project that we designed is the Moss Stone House and Garden. This project was inspired by local stone architecture dating back to the Ming and Qing dynasty. Tapping on the local resource and craftsmen, this project transformed once abandoned fruit orchards and inaccessible garden into a rejuvenating getaway for family and friends to bond. For this particular project, we are happy to say that we also won a Good Design Award and the Singapore Good Design Gold Award for this particular project in 2019. We have recent ongoing projects including landscaping and garden projects in private residence. This is a WOW, we call it Wild Family Garden. It's a glamping site in Beijing, in suburban. This project is ongoing. Currently, we are also trying to turn the underutilized area space into usable garden, herbs gardens. This also will be very similar to the Fuga farm, where it will be also used for educational purposes and to introduce edible garden into a camping site like this. Down on these ongoing projects, these are fruit orchards and farmstay. We have named for all this. So this particular one, we call it the Cherry Orchard Homestay. It's actually unutilized storehouses, which is actually in the middle of a cherry orchard. We are turning that into a homestay, and we call it the Cherry Orchard Homestay. And also on the left itself, you can see the revival of an old mining village. It's a very old, rundown village. It used to be an old mining town. So since it's really ceased the mining activity, so this is a revival of the old village. Other ongoing projects, we have conceptual and feasibility study for larger scale landscape. This actually cover about 100 to 200,000 square meter. For farmland itself, we have also doing transformation of traditional crops farmland. This is what is the ongoing project that the government has been trying to turn into more into creative crops agriculture farms. So these are the larger size projects that we're involved. And finally, this is at most going forward, we hope to continue exploring more practical design ideas and functional solution rooted in sustainability. Our approach has helped to create a benchmark for farm modernizations. We hope to share this knowledge with our client and put it into practice through our projects, inspiring more and more traditional farms to put in effort and invest resources to upgrade their design and facility, with an increased awareness and appreciation for healthy, sustainable living for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tell. It is a very good introduction of the way to modernize farm in not only China, but it can be applied to many other countries like Singapore or Vietnam or Japan. So in coming up next, I would like to invite One Byte Design Studio with the Xiu He Space Play Court. Please share the screen.
Can you see a screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alan, co-founder and managing director of One Byte Design Studio. Thank you very much for having me here to share our Singapore Good Design SG Mark Award from last year, Xiu He Play Space from Hong Kong. Let me give you a brief background of who we are. OneBite is an architectural-based multidisciplinary design company. We aim to create positive impact through design, and our headquarters is in Hong Kong with an office in Singapore. Does anyone recognize this logo? It represents a B Corp certification, which measures from social, environmental performance to legal commitment and to its transparency running the business. Fortunately, we are the first certified architectural office in Hong Kong. Up to now, there are around 4,600 certified B Corps around the world. Let's take a look at this sort of animation. We create, we observe, we take action, and we bite. OneBite has 4 arms: design, social, research, and ethic. We believe the power of interconnecting people, which will lead to making of a place that everyone enjoys and loves. So this is the exterior view of our office, occupying 2 floors in Hong Kong with our lovely colleagues. It's actually a ground floor shop, just doorstep to the local community that we love. Behind us is the street that is full of antiques. At the same time, we also notice this transformation of our neighborhood with lots of new cafes and restaurants being emerged. Next time you come to Hong Kong, please do visit it. And here's a glimpse of our team. Besides myself, Sarah is another co-founder. Our team is well diverse, which is quite different from the normal architecture office. We have architects and also talents from interior, urban, landscape, graphic, product, and social design, including our community outreach manager, event manager, and urban analyst. The diversified background helps us to approach different projects in a very unique way. So we do not only see ourselves as multidisciplinary practice, but also a place-making studio. Sometimes we call ourselves as a place maker. On the screen, you can see a number of public space projects, including the placing project I'm going to share. We love to play with colors and interesting geometries to connect with different users. At the same time, we are the urban curator. We create various events and activities in the city, from the workshop to 24-hour continuous public events, from kids to families, and from general public to professional. We integrate social innovation in our creative process. We produce social creative products to respond to culture while benefiting the locals, using underutilized one-floor shops as a pop-up space to connect with the local community. With this kind of collaborative mindset, we create value, capture it, and finally deliver to those in need. So the screen shows a strong view of this place space project. You can see it's surrounded by residential skyscrapers, very typical in Hong Kong. Actually, the project is located at the rooftop of a car parking building, which is part of the public housing estate. Before going deep to the project, I'd like to give you a little relevant history of our city. Let's begin by public housing. As it all started in the 1950s, there was large influx of people in Hong Kong because of a sudden big fire at the water area. It made more than 50,000 people homeless just one night. Eventually, it led to the emergence of public housing managed by the Housing Authority. As shown here in the photos, it's called a Loft Point Estate, the first low-cost housing estate, but now it's already been demolished and turned into a private development. Throughout the years, we can see the variation of different housing blocks. Like the picture is called Choi Home Estate, which was built in the 1960s. All housing blocks are kind of a slab type. And at a later stage, the public housing estate developed into a self-contained community, which came with shopping malls, schools, bus terminals, and other community facilities. This approach was well adopted under the policy of building satellite towns to cope with the booming population. This idea of self-contained community has been continuous until now. But you can see these buildings, they are much taller and the facilities are getting more comprehensive. However, there was a radical change where the Housing Authority announced Hong Kong's first REIT in 2004, was REIT, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. This divestment plan was the biggest privatization of this kind in Hong Kong and the large single REIT initial public offering in the world by that time. What we call the REIT, Link REIT, successfully acquired 180 properties from the Housing Authority. Of those properties, it included the entire retail and car parking facilities, depending on the actual situation of individual estate. When we look at the rooftop of those properties, we can see they always look the same, with the same color like traditional work with basketball court lines, but we usually see nobody here. Or some others, even with basketball players occasionally going, there's this lack of aesthetic design in relation to the site context. It turns out every rooftop is not distinctive. Sometimes the court can be obsolete, like this photo, which I took during a site visit. It's indeed dangerous, even just by walking. And of course, it's unpleasant visually. In general, the rooftops are often overlooked, and the owners tend to keep the maintenance as minimum as possible. So then when it comes to the project at Siu Hei, actually our client, For Capital, has acquired a number of property from the late grid in 2017, 5 years ago, and the Siu Hei Court is one of them. This client is willing to invest and revitalize the rooftop stage in order to find a way to connect with the community. So that's why this project can appear. This is actually the same outlook as other rooftops that I showed you. Red and basketball court lines and volleyball, badminton court lines can be seen. There are actually two levels which are connected by the stair hoods. The connectivity between these two floors are not perfect. As you can see, there's a fence on the left of this image. Luckily, the condition was not as bad as the previous that I showed you, but you would not see anyone playing or enjoying the space. The space is underutilized due to its lack of shading and resting space. Once I even saw a laundry and dry salted fish being hung out in this area. So how did we approach this project? Firstly, we began by looking at the location, Tuen Mun, which is located in the northern part of Hong Kong. Among 18 districts altogether, it is the number six poorest district and the fifth least happy district in town. In particular, the age group from 50 to 54 years old is regarded as its most stressed one. For the public housing estate called Siu Hei Court, it was built in 1985. It's more than 55 years old from now. And we can see close to 40% of residents are within the ages of 45 to 64 years old. So you can see the sign of aging population around this area. This is another interesting joke that Hong Kong people play of those districts in the law. As traditionally, this area is filled with farmland. So we often say that those people are riding cars for work. You can see the left top corners. We can see this area that possess certain kind of unique quality. So another funny thing is the name of the estate is called Siu Hei, due to the fact that the image of the district being set and behind, we got inspired by this name Siu Hei in Chinese character, which means smiles and laughter. If you know Chinese, you know it. So the theme of happiness was developed, which was agreed by the client, of course, from smiles to laugh, and eventually it leads to a happy community. So next, we were thinking how the court can look from the drone's perspective, as to imagine the overall picture from the eyes of the residents around the space, around the, inside the skyscrapers. To start with, we use ultra-large graphics that are not only eligible from above. Visible from this image is SH, you can see it, SH, and then shorthands for Siu Hei. And imagine this image upside down, which is 85, the year where Siu Hei Court was built. So from the very thin lines to this much thicker graphics, we try to test the visual impact and its readability. Through continuous discussion with client, we keep fine-tuning the design to ensure the graphic style as well as the functions being suggested in the court reach the consensus. Finally, came to the final one as this image, SH and the upside down 85 are still very, very obvious, with more distinctive colors for the two courts on the two levels. So the orange lower level is a multifunctional play space with 150 meter long running track, as well as a gridded playscape that encourage unstructured and creative play. The blue upper level is catered towards basketball players. It houses one full basketball court and two half courts with another 150 meter long running track as well. Basketball court markings are modified to add another dimension to the sport fun games that could be freely invented to test one's shooting accuracy. Because of the two levels, we designed a spectator seating that crosses two levels and introduced a retractable awning to save users from the sun and the rain. It also acts as a physical connector between two sides of the courts as a human connector. We hope families, friends, and even elderly now have a gathering place to observe and engage in their own activities while others are playing. So at this level, more professional looks was catered to the needs from more professional basketball players. But we did provide extra markings for various types of warm-up exercises from the low level. Various activities are encouraged in the court while we kept the function of playing volleyball and basketball and badminton. The right image shows a car tile installation. By recalling the old playgrounds in Hong Kong, we created this as special seating and as targets of throwing games. So another design that we love is this gridded playscape for unstructured play. We created simple lines with messages of joy and happiness, and people can choose how to interact with this in a creative manner. We believe people are creative, and it's not necessary to preset everything for people just to follow. Even you're not basketball players, as elderly, as young kids, you can still find ways to enjoy yourself in this particular zone. Also, we introduced the spectator stand seating to provide a shading resting space and connect the previously separated levels, which proved to be very successful. We have seen a lot of people bring lunch boxes over and enjoy their outdoor me time, especially during this COVID period. Hong Kong is pretty terrible with the COVID measures. This virtual wall behind this spectator seating area was actually co-created with the neighborhood schools. This first workshop we had was called Happy Jam. It was a visualization game where kindergarten students use a banana as a foundation of their drawings. Then they could draw anything that remind them of happiness and smiles. Another workshop was a Zentangle Art, taught by experienced tutors, where primary school students were guided to complete a meditative drawing session. Through this practice, students will feel so relaxed and focused on expanding their imagination. Then it becomes this permanent visual wall. Through this exercise, we hope that not only children, but also other users and neighbors of the court will have a sense of ownership and pride to this unique creation and to this entire rooftop space. So let's take a look at the video. Then you can see how users interacting with the space in view. I'm sorry, the video is not really running smoothly, but try to look at it. So after the completion of the project, this rooftop play space allows great attention from different types of media. And we find a lot of teenagers and startup people coming over to get some light shots. We even know some of the local tours put this play space as one of the spots for visit. How can you believe a rooftop public housing estate can become an attractive location for local tourists? So apart from Silhei, we completed a few other rooftop revitalization projects with the same client. Each project carries a unique messages that reflect the local context and the message we want to connect with the community. This project do create new identities and demonstrate how this kind of untapped potential in rooftop playgrounds can be unlocked and to provide more meaningful and fulfilling place experiences for all. To sum up, I would like to share a few takeaways from this project. First is the challenging the norm, as this project demonstrates the successful transformation of the forgotten rooftop space. Second is to consider the intergenerational. As public spaces for all, we need to bear in mind for the consideration of different uses. Last but not least, to engage the community, as the co-creation part we did to bring up the community sense of belongings. So that's the end of our sharing. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alan, for the great presentation. I think design is have so much implication in Japan or Singapore, because we share the similar characteristic with Hong Kong, such as limited land and populated population. So we move on to the question and answer sessions. We accept inquiries from participants. If you have any question, please write in the chat box and turn on your microphone, video, and speak. So please. So in the time of waiting, probably I will direct some of the questions for our presenters. May I ask, so after the winning of the 2021 Good Design Award, is there any significant change to your company in terms of sales or product development? May I first direct this question to Mr. Alan, who just finished your wonderful presentation.
Hello, yes, thank you for the question. Not sure about my video, it cannot be turned on. I think after this project, after getting the award, we really got the inquiry from Japan for doing similar rooftop revitalization project. And then we are still in the process of connecting with them. So yeah, we hope that after getting this award, we have more opportunities in the entire ASEAN countries.
It's such a great news. Thank you, Mr. Alan. How about Mr. Thiel from Moss Studio? Do you have any comment?
Oh, after we have won the award, we actually had more these similar projects in farming, and also the very significant thing was we have also tried to introduce this new idea to the local traditional methods of farming, and also we are also introducing to similar projects for landscaping, camping area and event area as well. Apart from that, it also benefits for our other spacious design within the office, and also similar event projects that we get ourselves to participate. And again, like I said, because some of these ideas are actually more in looking at the current situation of the farming conditions and how to change and to introduce new ideas. And we are constantly trying to explore, and because of the in China everything is in size, so when the size comes in, there's a lot of opportunity to explore. So after getting this award, a lot of clients are more confident to let us try and explore all the possibility. So we are very happy to not only do it as a project, but also to educate the community. So that's why when we did the Fuga farm, we call it a community farm. So it get a lot of people to participate as well. And because of the COVID situation, I think every one of us in different country actually have experience of bigger change in doing projects. So for our case, since the indoor projects are more reduced, we are putting ourselves outdoor and getting people to come out of their nest and the comfort zone and to get involved in more outdoor activities. That actually helps with this particular award that we have won. We thank you very much for that.
Thank you for your kind word. And it's really a good expansion on your side too. How about Allegro? Is there any change after you win?
Yeah, definitely we benefit quite a bit from it. I think the more tangible benefits is that we are getting more inquiries and brand and company coming to us to do collaboration, be it producing products or having our off-cut products to be sold at their retail end. I think the other more intangible benefit is that, in Singapore, or I don't know, probably in the world, or even in Japan or other countries where printing industry is being seen as something that is a bit boring, aging population or aging employees are coming in. So because printing sounds like a production house, nothing very sexy to talk about. But being the first printer in Singapore that have won this good design, and a lot of people are seeing printing industry as something very different now. Last time, it's very difficult for us to employ younger generation or fresh graduate. I think with this winning of a good design award, we are surprised that young graduates from local university design school, they actually wrote to us and asked that whether we can employ them. So it was a pleasant surprise that we kind of positioned ourselves from a pure printing company, a production house, to a creative company that creates something out from nothing. So I think it's really a good benefit, marketing and branding for us as a company. And also we can kind of let the industry or the printing industry knows that we can do more than what we are doing today. We can actually think out of the box. We can actually improve our image as a pure manufacturing company to someone that can also partake in the creativity. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing. So to sum up, I think most of the benefit that you gain after winning is the international recognition of your activities, and you get to reach to more people before winning. And also there's some additional benefits, like Allegro just mentioned, that they have a better image of what they are doing now, is the PR activities. So other than that, would it be possible for you to share about your future plan? For example, for Allegro, are you going to try to enter the Japan market? And if you are, what are the possible challenges or things you expected to face when you enter the market?
I think in Japan, Japanese are very well known for craftsmanship and very demanding market where you expect there's nothing less than that. Yeah, so I think it will be very interesting. I think right now, honestly, we have not had any opportunity to enter into Japanese market, but it is something that we really look forward to. So I think hopefully with this forum that we are, people are recognizing us and seeing our face. And
hopefully,
hopefully we get someone to call us. And I think we've been to Japan Book Fair, Japan Crafts Fair before. I thought it's a market that I think we are not wanting to go into Japan just to make more sales, but there's a lot of things from us to learn from the industry in Japan also. I think our desire is to really improve our creativity to up our ability. So I think Japan is a country that there's a lot for us to learn and to really improve our skill. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a good opportunity for you to collaborate with a Japanese designer to use the products of offcut, not only for the sales, but for expanding the possibility of offcut in your for your company. Yes. And how about Mr. Tell? So mostly I see your product or your designs is now focused in China, because I think that you have a know-how of the markets there. How about would you think of expand to other nations? except China?
Well, for myself and the companies, because we are here in China for a long time, and because initially we are from Singapore, so to do garden landscape and things like that, we are actually born in a garden city. So to us, we are able to use our experience and do something over here. And for Japan itself, we have constantly make trip to Japan, and because from Beijing to Japan is actually very convenient in the past. We have constantly went to Japan and also visit a lot of similar farm and outdoor activity area, and there's a lot of similar area in Japan that is very familiar, similar to in China itself. So we believe that there's a lot of things we can share in terms of knowledge and in terms of ways to conduct all these similar projects and to complete similar cooperations in the future. We also hope to learn more from the Japanese market itself, and because of our last few years of trips through and for, we also believe, and we have known a few friends over there who are very interested to come over, and we are in actually constant communication of all this. We hope it will end up with something more possible for future thing, and like I say, we will try to explore new ways to do this. So for us, I think when the situation become better, we will definitely make a lot more trips to Japan and to see possibility for this part of for this sort of market.
Yes, thank you very much. So as you correctly point out before, due to the COVID-19, the outdoor lifestyle is also booming in Japan. And I think it's a good opportunity after everything is getting better. You can pay more visit to Japan, not only for expanding the business, but also it's a good chance to exchanging the experience of developing the modernized farm in China and also in Japan. So finally, to Mr. Alan, I have heard that you have many connections from Japan inquiries to you. It's a very good thing. Hopefully after this meeting, you have more inquiries from the Japan side. Do you have any additional comment on this question?
I think I used to go to Japan like at least once a year or once and a half year. So I really look forward to traveling again. And then because, you know, Hong Kong people love sewing and Japanese cloth is amazing. I think I want to echo with Article Prince saying like Japanese is really very good at craftsmanship. And then because, for example, myself with Chinese as an architect, we always look at details. So the details in Japan are really, really good. So apart from, because we are originally based in Hong Kong, and then we have reached out to Singapore and possibly Malaysia, we are also looking at Japan as a next destination. So of course, we need to look for local collaborators, especially apart from design. We also are creating a lot of events. We can't just be a foreigners to go to a separate country to carry out all these kind of creation events. We need support from the locals. So we really look forward to, apart from the design projects, also collaborate opportunities, because we always, even in Hong Kong, when we do projects, we work with designers as collaborating parties. So we really look forward to have all sort of opportunities in Japan. So that's what I want to add. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much for sharing. So if there's no other question, I would like to move the meeting to the end. However, before that, I would like to take a screenshot For that reason, if possible, we'd like to ask all of our participants to turn on your camera and give us a big smile. Okay, so I will count. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, so one more time. I'll count again. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So we are going to the end of today's meeting. To conclude, I would like to invite Mr. Kim Minh Yap, founder of Creativians and executive committee member of Design Business Chamber Singapore, who will deliver the closing remarks. Please, Mr. Kim Minh Yap.
On behalf of the SGMARK Awards Committee, I would like to first express our gratitude to ASEAN-Japan Center for inviting us to be a part of this design forum. I hope you have enjoyed today's sharing by our reigning winners. SGMARK is a benchmark of good design and quality. Design Business Chamber Singapore launched the award in a partnership with the Japan Institute of Design Promotion that founded the prestigious Good Design Awards. In the same spirit as SGMARK was established to set the benchmark for exceptional design quality that impacts businesses. It serves to recognize and encourage good design practices, catalyze design adoption, and advance design as an enabler for innovation and productivity growth. Ultimately, our goal is for the value of design in Singapore to be raised both locally and internationally. The way in which good design thinking can transform businesses in the disrupted world is now more relevant than ever. With consumers becoming savvier and the lines between hardware, software, and services increasingly blurred, one fact remains. Companies will benefit substantially from harnessing stronger design capabilities. And through our years of running SGMARK, lean startups have demonstrated how better decisions can be made through prototyping and iterative learning, joining top companies in embracing the full user experience. The advance of AI and VR has created powerful new sources of insights and techniques as well. All these developments should place the user at the heart of business decisions in a way that design leaders have long craved. It's an exciting time for designers. I strongly encourage the committee to apply good design as a part of our toolkit, and may you continue to impact our society in bold and imaginative ways.
Thank you for your participation today. Please cooperate with us with the questionnaire, and we're looking forward to see you in the next event.